Hi everyone, just giving you an update on the past week and what we've been doing as a management team and where we're at currently in relation to um, not just the coronavirus but other issues that affect all of our employees. I thought I'd start dealing with those in these weekly vlogs as well. Last week I made you all aware that we'd had our first death across the business that was linked to coronavirus. Since then we have had another lady that passed away in hospital, and she was also diagnosed as having the coronavirus before she died. So that's two deaths now that we've experienced over the last couple of weeks. But again, as I said last week, we are doing really, really well as an organisation in terms of keeping people well and keeping people safe. And I think that's around a lot of the great practice that you're applying across the services and the early stage at which we implemented some of the things ahead of some of the government guidance that came out. Saying all of that, it is tragic when we lose anybody, particularly when it's to a virus like this, so it's not an anticipated or what we would perceive to be a natural death. Um, and all we can do is send our condolences and support through to the families, but also to the staff that have cared for these individuals for a long time. I know that this is, a really upsetting time for you all, and I've been there myself, where you've supported somebody for a very long time. They become more like family than people that you're paid to look after. So our thoughts go out to you all, but again, thank you all very much for all the work and support that you've put into those individuals and that you're all continuing to do every single day. Can't say how overwhelmed I am at the level of commitment, hard work and support that you're all putting out in there on our frontline services, and that's recognised by everybody across the business, from the board right the way through the management team. So big thank you to you all. So the biggie is PPE. That's our big topic of the last few weeks, and I've never got so excited about expecting deliveries of masks, gloves and aprons in the whole of my entire life. But let me tell you now, I've been very excited this week. As of the bank holiday, when the businesses shut down for the Easter period, I was really concerned because we had only at that point got enough stock to be able to deliver to you PPE to last you up until the middle of this week. And I was sitting over the bank holiday thinking, how on earth am I going to ask staff to continue to come in and do frontline work with very vulnerable people and not provide you all with the equipment that you need to keep you safe whilst you're doing that. I was actually dreading having to contact staff and speak to them about how willing they were to continue to come into work. But thankfully, through the work of a lot of members of the team who have been permanently searching everywhere that they possibly can for masks in particular, that we now have enough orders in place to hopefully be able to keep on top of PPE for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So if you haven't already received your deliveries, you should be getting a delivery out that will give you that stock you need to be able to make sure that you and the people we support are safe over the next few weeks whilst we continue to deliver the services, and being mindful of the coronavirus and how that spreads. So I'm really, really pleased about that. It's amazing what makes you feel excited in these difficult times. And probably, as like me, a lot of you are already feeling a little bit deflated because if you're anything like me, I'm not able to see my kids, I'm not able to see my grandkids, I'm stuck in the house, I live on my own with a dog. Even me and the dog are driving each other mental now. And I'm sure that on top of that, those of you that are working at home, I'm sure you feel the same. Luckily, I haven't got a partner that I've decided I wanted to kill yet. It is just the dog, and she runs quicker than I can, so she's fine. But for those of you with families as well, it must be really difficult, particularly if you're living with somebody who was an income earner and they're currently not able to work. I can't possibly, imagine how many people are feeling quite devastated by the impact of this virus, and my thoughts go out to anybody that's really struggling at this minute in time. It's a really difficult situation for everybody to be in. But, as we do, we're continuing to go, we're continuing to keep going, and that's brilliant. And as an organisation, we'll continue to do everything we can to lighten the load of some of those pressures for people as much as we possibly can. Which brings me on to pay terms and conditions. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I've already talked about this already, but the job retention, the furlough scheme now, we've had some legal advice, we're clear on how the government are positioning this for care and support services, and if you are on the list of somebody that's not able to come to work at the moment because you fall into the vulnerable categories, or you live with somebody in the vulnerable categories, you will be contacted over the next week by a member of the senior management team and a member of HR to take you through the risk assessment process process to talk to you about the level of assurance and the documentation that you need to be able to provide for that scheme, not what we're requesting, what the government are requesting that we have in place. And then we will be able to continue to pay you. As said before, we won't just be paying you the 80% that we can claim from the government, we will pay you your contracted hours of pay, and we will do everything that we can to try and claim that back so there's not a major impact upon the business from that financial loss. In terms of the relief staff, I told you that we had calculated your average hours, your average pay, and that would be coming out to you. I've had an email this morning assuring me from the HR team that you will have that information, and you should be in your email box now as we speak. So if you've not checked your emails, have a look. Any queries or concerns, come back and let us know. And all the information has gone through to Andrew in payroll for obviously your overtime that will be classed as time and a quarter for the staff on EMH care and support terms and conditions. We've also sent to Andrew for the staff that were willing to give up their annual leave and continue to work during this period of time. You will have been asked if you want to be paid for that time, and Andrew's got all of those calculations now and he's working through those so that you get those in your pay. And your time and a quarter, as I've said, and your sickness pay that we promised will all be calculated from now on in until we get to the bottom and get to the end of this coronavirus situation. Last week I did say in the vlog that the staff who fell below the new national minimum wage of £8.72 would see that change in their pay from the 1st of April. I thought I'd made it clear that that wasn't the pay award. However, I did have some emails sent through to me where staff felt that we were being a bit stingy really in EMH care and support by only offering you a 3p pay award. Just want to re-emphasise at this moment in time none of you have received a letter telling you about your pay award, because I'm currently in negotiations with Derbyshire County Council to try and get a better rate of inflation on our contracted rates than what they've offered at the moment. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to fight for as much increase as we can possibly get so that we continue to pay the difference between national minimum wage and we make sure that we are ahead of the games in relation to the pay that we provide to you. So everything that we do when we're in these negotiations is around being able to pass on as much of that award as we can so that you benefit at the other end of that contract by the better terms and conditions that we've been introducing over the next few years. So that will be coming out to you as soon as I finish negotiations with Derbyshire County Council. As you can imagine, that may take longer than normal because, like us, their main concern at the moment is dealing with the COVID-19 virus. And so I would imagine it's unlikely that you will hear about the pay award until probably towards the end of May, as we have to negotiate with Derbyshire County Council and our other contractors. And we also have to go through our staff committee where the union representatives sit to make sure that they're also comfortable with the way in which we are rewarding staff for the work that they do. So as I say, it'll probably be towards the end of May, but I will keep you updated in these vlogs. I'm sure that you're all, looking forward to receiving that news. So we'll keep on top of that and keep that moving forward. What I would like to say is, on top of all of the negativity around the coronavirus, as I'm saying, I think that we are doing really well as an organisation, but some really great stuff I don't want you to miss out on because it may have been overlooked given the priority being this coronavirus issue. From the Learning and Development team, you should have received an email over the last couple of weeks setting out a lovely document around staff career progression and providing you with an opportunity to tell us around the kind of things and the kind of opportunities that you would like to help you to further your career. Please don't overlook that during these difficult times. Your career progression is really important, and helping you and enabling you through the training and support that we can offer is, an amazing thing, and the HR and the Learning and Development team have worked really hard to put this together. So if you get the opportunity to sit and put your feet up, have a read about that because it's important. It's about you and you're important to us. They also sent out a link to a little self-assessment tool that helps you to understand how you learn best. If you're anything like me, if you give me a document to read, I'm never going to really get to the bottom of reading it. And if I get to the end, I'm going to forget what it said anyway. I don't learn very well through reading information. I'm much better in a setting where I can have that conversation and debate or watch videos or learn through that route. And completing that questionnaire will just help you to understand a little bit better what kind of learning and development tools are best for you to get the best out of the courses so that you can improve in the ways that you want to. So do have a look at those. It's really important that you put yourself first during this time as well. And if you are wanting to progress in your career, let us take the opportunity in the organisation to help you. So do have a look. If you've lost the emails, if you can't find them, shout up, I'll get them resent to you. And on that note, on that positive note, I'm going to wish you all well. I'm going to hope that you're all staying safe. If you've got the PPE, make sure you know how to use it properly. If you don't, get that guidance and support. It's really important that you stay safe and you stay well. And I wish you all a good few days, and I'll catch up with you again next Friday. Take care.